Welcome to Healthier, Happier You. This is the first show of Healthier, Happier You. I'm Al Levine, the talking machine, and I have my guest here, and she's the guest host, Bethany Monacovo. And what we're going to tell you is what we do in life to be healthier and happier. And we're hoping to help you out with some of the basic things that we do each day. And Bethany is going to tell you about herself and all the different education that she has and her business that she has to help people.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I look at myself as a kind of fierce wellness warrior. To me, that's what defines me, is health. I am a holistic health coach. I love to do one-on-one, or corporations bring me in just to speak, just to talk about certain things. I also am a union makeup artist, vegan esthetician, and the list kind of goes on and on. People say I kind of wear...
Tell them a couple more things.
Well, you know.
Please, just a couple.
Well, like I told you, I said people say that we wear too many hats, but the thing is, though, I know what I'm doing in those areas, and I believe life is a journey, so it is so important that after you kind of feel that you've learned enough in that area to move on and kind of progress, because what fun is that if we
Right,
do?
so you don't wear all the hats at one time, right?
No, I
only one at a
rotate
time.
them. Yeah, you're right. You're
And
right.
one of the things I want to tell you is, you know, we have our show Pittsburgh Sportsline, and Smokin' Jim Frazier connected with Bethany online
Yeah.
because of her last name and what a great coach Coach Monacovo was. So Bethany's on our show, and we talked a little bit about sports and some
Yeah.
other things. And then I found out that she's knows much more about health, and she found out that I kept talking about green tea,
Yeah?
D3,
Yep.
coconut oil, a plethora of other things. So she come back on our show just recently, and I suggested to her, we couldn't talk enough on the show. Of course, Pittsburgh Sportsline is mostly sports, but shameless promotions.
Right, true,
So
true.
we brainstormed for about 10 seconds, and we come up with Healthier, Happier You.
Yeah.
So enjoy the show, and some of the information you're going to get is very powerful, and it'll make you healthier. I'm not a doctor, so the disclaimer is any discussion we have here, go check with your doctor. We don't mind, but I do drink plenty of green tea, and to your health.
Yes.
We might as well carry on with a little more banter right now.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Well, I kind of just wanted to go over and first saying that I am not a doctor. So again, check with your doctor, but we could tell you things that work for us that we truly love. But I want to go over some lists that we have. Flu season is around us, and it is getting all of us. So we wanted to share some things that we love, that we feel that kind of helped us kind of keep healthy a little bit, right?
Sure, exactly.
Yeah, so the main things that I think everyone all year round should do, but it's really important, especially with flu season, you have to sleep. Sleep is something that we most of the time don't get enough of. And when we sleep, that restores our body. So it's very important that we get that sleep and our body's able to shut down so it can restore. In water, water's huge. A lot of people do not realize that they're lacking water. You can get headaches from it. You could think you're hungry from lack of water. So it's really important, besides just flushing and hydrating and just drinking that, it serves a good purpose. It does help with immunity. And if you're not fully hydrated, it does kind of catch up to you after a little bit. And just to eat well. I think all of us need to eat well and kind of steer away from processed foods. And I know you hear that all the time, but it is important. It does make a difference. And sugar too. My name is Bethany. I am a sugar addict. I love sugar, but I try my hardest every day to not eat processed sugar. And if it is sugar in forms of raw honey or different things of fruit, but sugar causes inflammation, and inflammation is the root cause of all sickness. So I have a little list that what I do, what I think is really important, but I would love to know what you do to keep yourself healthy.
We'll try to keep this short.
Okay, we will try.
I have not been sick yet this year,
Awesome.
even though it's an epidemic here in Pittsburgh. Now, I start my morning, you know, after you fast all night,
Of course.
2 glasses of water,
Awesome.
pH balanced water, sometimes as simple as baking soda, like a half a teaspoon in there.
Nice.
It'll boost up your pH balance, and that helps beat sickness, cancer, and a plethora of stuff. So I start with that. Then I start the green tea regimen.
Nice.
Right now, my choice of tea today was Young Hyson. You can buy it locally, you can order it online, and I go through 6 to 12 cups a day. So I start out with one of my first cups. I put turmeric in there because you talk about inflammation. Well, I'm much older than you, of course, so.
You couldn't tell.
Well, thank you for your compliment. We'll do a second show next month. Stay tuned with Healthier, Happier You too. So we'll go there. But I go with that, and thanks for your compliment. And I throw some cinnamon in for flavor.
Yeah.
Plus, that's a great spice. Cinnamon helps just beat about everything from parasites to you name it.
Yeah.
And it helps with diabetes because that's epidemic. So I travel through that. Then I found out just recently, I was telling you, if you want to boost up your green tea, the good things in there for immunity, catechins, polyphenols, these things help against cancer too.
Yeah.
Now, I know it helps because I've seen other people that have done it and I've read about it in some of the research. So it's all good stuff. But it helps boost up the properties that are good in green tea. There's like ECCGG, that builds it up by 2,000%. So I can drink less cups of green tea.
There you go.
So
there
that helps because, you have to go sometimes.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
And that's some of my basic plans that I do. Now, one of the other things in flu season that, with Q-tips, dip them in hydrogen peroxide. And I didn't tell you this secret because I wanted to leave it for the show.
Okay.
It's an old-time remedy, but if you get a Q-tip, dip it in the hydrogen peroxide, rub it in the inside of your ear, and it helps so these viruses and bugs that try to come in through your ear, because that's where a lot of them come from. So that'll help.
It.
So that's a little tip. And the other thing, a lot of people just think green tea with weight loss. Well, it has helped me maintain my weight because I love to eat.
Yeah.
So that's
Me too,
something you got to work out. Now, it's great because it's helped me to not have a sinus infection in 14 years.
That's pretty huge. Yeah.
So when I tell people, and I do experiment on myself with these things. I'm not a mad doctor, but something that works when you hear from other people or you read about it, before I tell somebody, I've tried it.
Yeah.
So, and that's part of my regimen that I do each day. And I drink green tea throughout the day, hot or cold.
Yeah.
And I buy the loose leaf, so I recommend that highly.
Yeah.
It's better properties than just the tea bag, because that's usually what's left over in the ground up grindings that don't have all the properties, but any green tea will help you.
It's better than nothing, right?
Yes, definitely.
That's awesome.
And that's part of it. We could go on and on. You can see that's just one segment.
That's
let
a good
alone
one.
what I eat throughout the day.
It's a journey, right? It's definitely a
And
journey, for sure.
this will be part of our series with Healthier, Happier You each month. And that's what our plan is.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well,
And
that's
what else
a
do
good
you
list.
do?
Okay, so Bethany's list. And the things I just tried to jot down, I just sat today where I was drinking
Jot
tea.
down, hold it. This looks typewritten 18 pages.
Okay, well, it's a page and a half, double space.
Okay.
But it's good stuff and it's easy stuff that you can do at home. But things that I do is garlic. I know some people wouldn't want to be around me on a daily basis because of garlic, but can I just tell you though, it is huge for antimicrobial and antibacterial properties. It is a relative to Mr. Onion, but more bacteria in, not bacteria, it's antimicrobial in garlic. And the thing is though, people think you could just eat it, but really for it to process, when you have garlic, you have to take it and crush it. So I always just take it with a knife and crush it. That just releases all the properties. And then I eat it or I put it in something, blend it,
cook with it?
I do. I really like the taste of garlic. I know that's weird. Some people are just no onions, no garlic. I love it.
Well, I hate to say, but I enjoy all of the above.
Do
that
you?
You said.
You like
Yes.
them too? Okay, that's a
Sure.
good thing. Like
I'll cook with them, smash them, cut
right,
them up.
anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I really try to do that at least a couple times a week. That truly does help build immunity in your body. And some people are going to hate me for this, but skipping happy hour is huge, folks, because alcohol both suppresses both the immune system and it helps break down the, how do I want to say this? If the germs that we're already fighting in our body, alcohol kills that as well. So it's not anything that's gonna kill any bacteria in your body. It might kill something on a wound, but it's not good to do that if you're not feeling well, to have that alcohol in your body.
And
so
you
maybe
need that
skip
good
that.
bacteria. I didn't
We
mention
do.
about probiotics. So I know
Yeah.
you'll get to that just because you're walking around the block here.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
continue. I won't interrupt.
Yeah,
for another
no, that's
minute or
awesome.
so.
You read my mind. Absolutely. But I think huge is laughter. I know it's free, and we all hopefully could get to that place. But having laughter is having a good attitude. And studies shown that it actually helps build your immune system if you just have a huge big belly laugh. So it's easy and it's free, and sometimes it's hard for people and other times it's easy, but laugh. It's so easy and it's so much easier than frowning. So that's something to think about.
You use more muscles. No.
Oh, and you use more facial muscles with that, huh? I know this is dear and close to you, but coconut oil.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever saw My Big Fat Greek Wedding?
Yes.
Okay, do you know how Windex is for everything?
Yes.
They said you have a zip, put Windex on it. Well, coconut oil is my answer. You use it for,
my healthy insides. I take
Yes.
a tablespoon every day.
Me as well.
And it helps your whole immune system, and it also, any type of like rash or something, or somehow I had a pimple this week and it's gone.
That's right, because it's
It's
antibacterial,
gone without my makeup
antimicrobial.
expert.
Yes, that's awesome. So you can use coconut oil for everything, whether it be for your hair, whether it be for your skin, whether it be for oil pulling.
That's another thing I do twice a week.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
half hour each time.
I just try doing them in the shower, just kind of, or whether
That's how
you're
I
walking around.
started.
Is that how you started
Yeah,
it?
I started doing it, and then I got a little more advanced on it.
Oh.
Just practice.
Okay,
It's
okay.
a little bit difficult.
It is
to
because
switch it
you
around.
have to.
You got to keep switching
well, you
it
kind of
around.
get sore a little bit because you're working out your muscles. And then one thing I realized, because it does change due to the environment you're in. So if you're in a cold environment, it's going to get rock hard. Whether you're in a warm environment, it's going to get liquid. When you do spit it out, try to spit it out in your trash because it can clog your sink and toilet as well. It's rare it would happen in your toilet, but it can.
Depending on how much you're chewing and spitting.
Good point. Depending on how much you're chewing and spitting. Absolutely. But coconut oil can kill bacteria, and it has a lot of fatty acids, and 50% of coconut oil is lauric acid, which that is a fighting bacteria, a good fighting bacteria too. And fermented, which is probiotics, fermented food or cabbage. I love fermented cabbage. There's a brand that I get at Whole Foods. It's actually really yummy. You can get it with dill or garlic, or you could do spicy or hot. It's already fermented, and a lot of people don't really know what fermented was, so I tried to jot down a good description that I thought. But fermented foods are going through a process of lactofermation, which is a natural process that preserves food. It creates beneficial enzymes like B vitamins, omega-3 fatty acids, and various strains of probiotics, which therefore that's helping you with keep getting sick. We have good bacteria and we have bad bacteria. And like you said, when you took antibiotics, true, that is killing the bad bacteria, but it's also killing the good, which we need to fight off.
There's a war going on.
There is inside of us all the
Definitely,
time. Yeah,
definitely.
all the time.
Billions
So-
of friends are in there to help us.
That's right. So we got to add some other friends in there just to help us stay healthy. And then lastly that I have, and I'm not sure if you're familiar, if I share this with you or not, but I use On Guard. On Guard is a high blend of oils that's considered high end. Certain oils you can't ingest, other oils you can. This is something you can ingest. And a lot of people are skeptical because they kind of think it's hocus pocus, but I call myself the good witch. I use oils all the time. I love oils, but I always like to throw in a little medical fact in there because On Guard has a blend of essential oils. It does help fight against the influenza, and a lot of people who are friends or doctors or nurses, they ask me, well, how do you know? And I said, well, I do know because if you would go on the website of the U.S. National Library of Medicine and National Health Institute, it says that On Guard could be found that proven fights against influenza and bacteria. It also kills MRSA. True story.
This is amazing stuff.
It's awesome.
And
You
most
could clean
people
with
don't
it.
know. This is the first time I heard of this.
Yeah.
And I know you.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, now you know. So
Okay.
it's something that natural, that is proven, that is studies that shows that it does kill influenza and it does kill MRSA. So a lot of hospitals, unfortunately not in the United States, but in Canada, are actually diffusing this to clean out the hospitals, and they're cleaning with it as well. So it's really
That is
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, what's your take on the antibacterial things that you slap on? Because I know they cause other problems with
Yeah.
a lot of usage.
Yeah, I say no way because
Okay, because of this.
Yeah, because
now, how expensive is this?
okay, so let's say a bottle of On Guard is $32 at retails, but you get 200 to 300 drops in there.
Okay.
You're using 2 drops a day under your tongue, whether it be on your feet, you're diffusing it. It's going to last you a long time.
Right.
There is no side effects. There's nothing that's going to happen. Granted, you can get a reaction just from something natural, just like you can from something chemical.
Sure.
But just to tell you that, but I say rather go natural than to use something chemical. That chemical in there that is active, it's killing the good and the bad.
Sure.
That's what it's doing.
That's our theme of the
So
show today.
that's right, right?
Don't kill the good and bad.
That's right.
Just the bad.
Just the bad.
We're
if
against
you can.
bad.
We're totally against bad. Yeah, so that is kind of my list that I follow all year round.
That's your
I'm
regimen.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Good listen. I just learned something.
Thank
now,
you.
you actually do different essential oil, like you'll have an event.
Yes,
Now,
I do.
Could you just get into that? Because you
Yeah.
know I'm about shameless promotions as the talking machine.
You
so
are.
We
Thank
have to
you.
at least put that out because they need to find you. You know.
Yeah.
We'll just do a little part here.
Yes.
How do they get a hold of you?
Okay, well, you can Google me, and my name is Bethany Montecalvo, and my web is bethanymontecalvo.com or goorganic.com. I can be reached at 724-328-2211. I have Twitter, I have Facebook, I have Instagram, I have any means of social media. I am there. On my website, you could find a plethora of all different types of oils.
I have gone there, so that's why I'm asking. When would your next event be?
I like to do it once a month, and it's low-key. It's at my house, and I just tell people to come, and I just want to educate them and empower them how to use some things that they wouldn't think that would be helpful.
Sure.
them
Sure, I'm
themselves.
familiar with some of the essential oils and
I gotta
different
get
things
you
like
on
that.
board.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll have to partner up on that.
Yeah.
Coming attractions.
Yes.
That may be another show.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. So that would be good.
Well, I think we've been chatting enough, and we've had a very patient guest here.
Yes.
One of our themes that we're going to do is bring somebody from the community that is doing healthier things to help themselves. And
Yes.
I'll let you introduce your friend
Yes.
and
Yes.
talk about the success that she's had.
Yes, yes. Well, Jory is here today. She's one of my very, very close friends. We've been friends since high school. I love her very much, and her story is very inspirational to me, and I know to other people that will be watching this. She is very talented in many, many areas, but right now she is focused on being an awesome blogger, and I want to kind of hand it over to her so she can explain who she is and what she is about.
Over 1 million people in the U.S. get cancer each year. Today we will be informing you about melanoma or skin cancer.
Symptoms of melanoma are changes in existing moles, the development of new pigmented or unusual looking growths on your skin, chills, cough, and feeling weak or achy.
Some risk factors of melanoma are fair skin and light-colored hair. Applying sunscreen, avoiding midday sun, wearing protective clothing, wearing a hat, sunglasses, and avoiding tanning beds are all ways of preventing melanoma.
Skin cancer is the most common form of cancer. In fact, 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer in their lifetime. If you experience any of these symptoms, contact your doctor immediately. Yearly professional skin exams are recommended. For more information on these cancers, visit cancer.org.
Hi, my name is Jory Peterson, and I am a leadership and religion high school teacher. I am also a blogger and a wannabe author of a best-selling book someday. Hope so, anyway. I blog about life with God, and I also blog about migraine headaches, because that's something that I have struggled with since I was 13 years old. So I have a pretty great, long, messy, hard story to tell in that area. And since we're focusing on health today, I believe that's what we'll be talking about.
Awesome.
It's a good guess. Let's start right in with that, since you
Okay.
introduced yourself, and now you've gone to many doctors, I assume.
Yes. Basically, I started getting migraines when I was 13 years old. Pretty sure that it was a hormonal thing. It would happen a lot around my menstrual cycle. And I would treat it with ibuprofen and Tylenol and things of that nature.
Sure. More like the pharmaceutical doctors prescribe.
Yes,
Okay.
very Western, approaches at first. When I got go to college, they got a little worse, and I think what happened was I was in the South, so lots of sweet tea, lots of Bluebell ice cream, and my roommates and I, for lunchtime, we used to go and make hot chocolate chip cookies and Bluebell vanilla ice cream, and we didn't even put it in bowls. We literally just take 5 spoons and just dig in there.
Now,
eat
this
our
helped your
cookies.
migraine or made it much worse? It sounds good to me.
Sounds great, but
And then we would take naps because we got out of school at noon. So we'd eat
Yeah.
all this junk. Then we would lay down and take naps. And I would wake up with these horrid migraines. And this was my freshman and sophomore year of college.
We're not going to mention where you went to college, 'cause
Okay.
we're trying to be anti-migraine headaches.
Okay.
What made you find a healthier aspect to this?
Well, it actually was a long process. The day that I graduated from my undergraduate degree, I had a severe migraine, and my roommate offered me a Vicodin. And so I graduated to the School of Hard Knocks with narcotics and went through years and years of being on narcotics. And I was basically given all the wrong drugs. There are a lot of great Western medications for migraines, but I was given all the bad ones.
Sure.
Not that I'm against narcotics, but for a chronic condition, it was a bad idea.
Well,
And-
we only have about a half-hour show, so we may have to call you back. But
Yeah.
people that are watching this will want to know, how did you get from that point where everything was wrong for you to now I'm assuming that you can at least maintain a minimum amount of migraines.
Exactly.
Or maybe even none.
Exactly.
How did that happen?
The way the journey began is I basically made a decision to get off all the daily narcotics and
Good
move-
for you.
Yes.
and she did that too because I was around when all this happened, and I've never seen anyone by free will being able to get off something. That does not happen.
Sure.
So to be able to see her in a state where you can speak because you're on certain things, to where she would be like, I'm getting off of it. And I'm like, well, are you sure? Like, is this like the right thing? I want you
She's
to
a
get off
mighty
of it.
mite. She's a strong-willed
She's
person.
she's a very strong-willed
Sometimes
person.
to my own detriment.
But she did it without.
Congratulations. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank
So-
you. And it's certainly still a journey. Definitely not where I need to be yet, but I have grown. I've recently cut out gluten and dairy, and
It's a trigger to migraine. So.
yes, because gluten and dairy can both be major
Sure.
triggers. I'm trying to figure out if that's a trigger for myself, and of course, I give all the credit and glory to God and my relationship with Christ, and I write about it on my blog. So,
Well, that's great. We might as well mention your blog since
Yeah.
you've only
Yeah,
said
tell
it a
us where
couple
we can
times.
find you.
How do
Yeah.
they find you?
Okay, so I am at jorymicah.com, and that is JORYMICAH.com. And I'm also on Facebook, Twitter, and
We'll have to
Instagram.
become friends.
Yes.
Yes.
If you have chronic migraines, I can end with this. You don't want to use any sort of pain medicine as your prevention. You want to either go a holistic route for prevention or go to your doctor and seek a prevention medication, because
And that's what you did.
yes, and I do holistic things too. I use the peppermint oils
Okay.
and things of that nature, and I try to watch the processed foods. And
Right.
I also, a big trigger to stay away from is keeping your sleeping patterns as consistent as possible. No napping, it's very hard, but for me it was no napping, going to bed at a certain time and waking up at a certain time each day.
That's good.
Lots of ice and
Okay.
lots of hot baths.
And do you keep the TV off in the room or have no TV?
I have no TV in my room.
And keep it dark. These
Yep.
are some other tips that I know from other people that experience
Yep,
that.
absolutely.
No, well, that's great.
Yeah.
So you're on the way.
I'm on the way.
Yeah.
Good.
Getting there.
It's a process. Well, it sounds like
It
you've
is a
come
process.
from a point that was just terrible and horrific there.
I can't even explain. Yeah.
Well, we'll check the blog out so we
Yeah.
can find out what
Yeah, check
happened
me
to you and
out.
why
Yeah.
you're here now. It sounds
Yeah.
great, though.
Yeah. Check me out for sure.
Definitely. Well, thanks for being on our show.
Thank you.
We'll do a little closing segment here and
Okay.
go from there. And Jory, it's been a great pleasure.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you guys. Thanks for having me.
I want to thank Dave Cable. Our cameraman, Zach, has done an excellent job to make us look better today. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Zach and
And
Dave.
the municipality of Bethel Park for BPTV Studios. You know, it's just an honor to be able to do another show and provide some help in the community for everybody. So I hope you enjoy this show. I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine, and we presented this new show, Healthier, Happier You. And I'm going to let my host
Yeah.
take us out.
Yeah, thank you so much. Our passion is just to educate and empower people, and another of our passion is to bring Pittsburgh folks in that have a story. It's so important. We all have a story in life, and it needs to be told because they're all very important. I hope that you could see our heart, and I hope that you learned some new information, and we will see you again.
Thanks, Bethany. And I did learn something. On guard.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That sounds good.